Hey y'all, it's Trinity, and in this week's video I'm going to be doing a little bit of a makeup routine. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the video. Alright, so I know by the title of this video, this is a makeup routine, but I'm going to start by doing my hair and answering a few questions that I got over on my Instagram, which you should totally follow because you built such an amazing community. Yes. But if you're just here for the makeup tutorial, I will give a little bit of a timestamp if you just want to watch the makeup stuff. So yeah, I'm going to start by doing my hair. Alright, so the first question I got, it was, what made you want to pursue music? Oh my gosh. But it's, what made you want to pursue music? And I guess for me, I've always had such a huge passion for music. I've always loved to sing. Even when I've been interested in other things, music has still always been the one thing I always come back to. I genuinely feel like my calling is singing, music production, all that type of stuff. So going forward, that's just kind of what I want to pursue. So hopefully that answers the question. Okay, so the next question is, what are some of your favorite clothing brands? I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of favorite clothing brands because I just don't really know good places to shop. So if you have any like good clothing brand recommendations, please let me know down below. But some places that I tend to find a lot of cute things are Forever 21 and Rue 21. Those are typically like where I get the clothes that I wear the most. But I'm honestly on the search for things that I'll wear. That's my answer. I'm really sorry. That was like extremely unhelpful. I really don't shop for clothes very often. Kind of want to though. So let me know your favorite brands down below. Maybe I could do a little haul at some point, so let me know. And the last question I'm gonna answer before I just do a little time lapse is, what is a country you want to, I believe it was visit or live in? I want to visit Japan and South Korea. I also want to visit Puerto Rico, since I am Puerto Rican. That's something I really want to do sometime in the future. I also want to go to France, just because who doesn't want to see the Eiffel Tower and stuff. But yeah, those are like my top countries right now that I'm like, yeah, for sure one day I want to go to them. Also Canada, just because it's not too different from the US, like culture wise, that I feel like I wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb like in some of the other countries I mentioned. But I still think it would be fun to like go to places that Canada has that America doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, I hope that you like those answers. And thank you to all those who gave me questions. Now I'm going to do a little time lapse because this is taking me a lot longer than I expected. Alright, now it's time to do what you guys all came here for. The makeup. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Alright, so I've been trying to do my makeup every single day lately. First, to get better at it, and second, because I like feeling ready in the morning. So I'm going to show you guys the routine that I've been doing a lot lately. Obviously there's some leeway because sometimes it changes a little bit, but for the most part this is what I do. So first I start with concealer. This is the L'Oreal Paris one. This is one that was too late for my mom. I didn't buy this. But it's in 410 Almond. I'm pretty sure it's a little too light for me, but since I just use it as a little bit of concealer, I'm not really too worried about it. But I start by first tucking my hair behind my ears. Okay. But first I start by going just under my eyes. I typically only need one swipe. Maybe I do a little bit more on the left. I don't want to ever do too much of it because then it looks really cakey. Trust me, I've done that a couple times and it wasn't great. You could tell I had makeup on. Not that I'm really going for the flawless look, but this is the placement directly under my eyes and right here. This is the only place I put concealer, but if you have any acne or redness, maybe put a little on there. Then I just blend it out. Okay, So I have it all blended out. As you can see, it is a little bit too light for me, but it works. Now I don't do contour or bronzer, but if you like doing contour and bronzer, this would be the step to do it in next. Because after I do my concealer, I go in with blush. This is the blush that I've been using lately. It's the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush. It doesn't say the shade on it, but this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty, and it gives me a little bit of a glow. Oh, and let me show you guys what I used to use. This also works well if you can't get the e.l.f. one. This palette, literally the best thing ever, and I'm gonna use this later too. This is the palette that I use. These are the colors, and as you can see, I definitely have a favorite. This is what I was using for blush, the shade Lavish. That's the one that I was using for blush, and works pretty well too, but I've liked using this a lot more lately. Kind of gives me a little bit more of a glowy look. And I put it a little bit under my eye, going up. I don't really try and drag it too much down. And then I also put it on the middle of my nose. So that's what it's kind of looking like. I kind of put a little too much on my nose, but that's okay. This is what it's looking like so far. This hair, maybe I should have done the hair after. But after that, I go in with highlight, and I'm actually going to use the same palette that I was showing earlier. Oh my goodness. This hair, I'm just going to chop it off, but I go in with this shade right here. It's called Pearls. It does kind of look like pearls. And I just go in with my finger, but I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I go in on the middle of my nose. And I do a little bit of a dot. Try and make sure that it's like blended from the side so it doesn't look like a harsh line. And then I also go in with my finger, do a little bit of a swipe on both sides, and blend it out with my finger. We're gonna come back to this because I'm also showing you the order in which I do this. Now I go in with this stick. It's like a white crayon. It's the NYX Jumbo eye pencil, or like eye crayon, I think. My goodness, my hair. And what I do is I go in on the corners, a little dot there, blend it out so it's not too harsh, and on the other side do the same thing. And since I like being a little bit dramatic, I go in with a brush. Where is it? Where's the brush? Okay. I go in with this type of brush. I don't know what it's called. And I go back into that same shade, Pearls. Tap a little bit off, and then just go in on the inner corner. Sometimes I blend it out a little bit more with my finger, but that's pretty much it. I haven't really been doing eyeshadow other than this. This is literally about it for like actually on top of the lid. Sometimes I go in with this shade called Plush, and I do that like up here, and that creates a cool highlighting effect. But I haven't really been doing much of like actual eyeshadow on my eyelid. For me personally, I just don't really think that it suits me. I used to do that and I thought it looked nice, but looking back, I don't really know if it was the look. That was only like 2 months ago, but I feel like I sophisticated a little bit. And now I'm going to go in with mascara. I kind of do things in an odd order, just so you know. But bear with me. Well, first I curl my lashes. This is just how I do it. But sometimes I just hold it for 30 seconds. Other times I push it up 30 times. And I think I'm gonna do like the push up method because I feel like typically that makes my lashes look fuller. But obviously do what works for your eye. I know depending on whether like the shape of your eyes, like the eyelash curler and the way that you're doing the eyelash curler can change the way it looks. I don't have a way to heat this up, but I'm sure if you heated up this a little bit, it would make it even better. So do what you know works for you, but this is just what works for me. So I'm gonna do this 30 times on both eyes. Just so you guys can see the difference, this is the eye with the curler, this is the one without. I know like since my eyelashes are kind of long, it's kind of hard to tell the difference, like, as to whether it really works, I think it makes a difference. This is the mascara I use. Oh my goodness, it's completely rubbed off, but it was called Essence Lash Princess, if I remember correctly. Essence is the brand. And I just go in. So for me, I don't even know how to explain how I do the mascara, but I just blink into the wand, I guess. Alright, so this is like the difference between the eyes. I think that it creates a more full look, but honestly, if I didn't wear mascara, it's not the end of the world. I still have pretty long lashes, but this is with only one coat compared to literally nothing, no curl, nothing. So now I'm gonna do this on the other side. I'm going in with the second coat. I only do 2 coats, but I know some people that do much more than that. Once again, if you know that there's a certain way that this works for you, do it that way. Like, do it the way that you know it works, or if you've seen one that works for your eye shape, do it that way. Alright, so we have the mascara on, and next I do the lips. Like I said, I just in an odd order. But this is actually lip plumper, but I don't really see a difference in what it does to my lips. I don't even feel a tingle anymore, so I kind of use it like a lip oil. And sometimes I use this lip gloss. There's no brand on here anymore. All of it's rubbed off. But it was like in a big lip, like that. I'm gonna go in with this one. The other thing that I think looks really nice is just Vaseline. It almost looks like a natural gloss. If my lips are getting bigger, let me know down below because I don't really see a difference. And for the last step, this is something I've been doing like very, very recently, like the past week maybe. On and off. I've been doing this for probably a month, but like I've been doing it more consistently for about a week. And I think I'm gonna start doing it as like part of my makeup routine. I go in lastly with eyeliner. Now I do eyeliner last in case I mess up. So if I mess up, I can just erase it off and I still have like my finished look already done. I'm sure there might be a better way to do this. I'm sure there's probably people that are like, do the eyeliner first so you don't create such a mess. But if I do the eyeliner first, then because of the way I blend up my concealer, it's gonna get smudged. So I do eyeliner last, but you do you, even after the lips. But I just do a little bit of a wing. Now the main trick with eyeliner, because I've been practicing with eyeliner since before I was even allowed to do makeup, like wear it outside the house. So I have a little bit more practice, and I mean, I'm still learning. I still mess up, and I mean, half the time when I don't have eyeliner on, it's because it looks bad. So take that as you will. But the main tip that I can give is don't think about it. Do not think about it, because once you start thinking about it, that's when you start messing up. Even if you're following a tutorial, just swipe. Like, have you seen Ariana Grande do her makeup? Like, her eyeliner, she's just... What? Okay, so I'm just gonna go in. I do a pretty tiny wing, and you'll see why. But I go up, and I start from about down here. If you look really closely, it's, like, more down here. Now, I don't know if, like, I have, like, double eyelids or anything. I have no idea what my eyelids are, but sometimes they kind of get in the way of eyeliner, so try my best to avoid it. A little wing. Now sometimes I do stop here after I've done on the other side. I don't just go out like, but I'm gonna show you what I do after. But sometimes this is enough, and I think that looks really pretty. But for me, sometimes doing like a full wing can look too like performy, like I'm about to go out for a dance show or something, or a musical. So sometimes I don't do it. Also, like, as you can see, my eyes aren't the same shape, so the eyeliner tends to look very different. The eyeliner tends to look different on either eye, but don't worry too much about that. No one is gonna say anything to you. Lastly, I just blend it out with the same brush that I use. Make sure that there's no like excess powder unless you want sparkly eyeliner. And you just blend it out a little bit to make it a little bit softer. So this is how it ends up looking. I really like it. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but this is the final makeup with my glasses on. Alrighty, y'all, so that's going to be it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, subscribe, or comment down below. Which would be awesome. As well as follow me on my Instagram if you can. We're building such a great community on there, and I'd love to interact with you guys even more. So with that, I will see you all next week. Bye!
You're not near, I don't feel like I do when you're with me. It felt like suddenly our souls collided, hearts entwined when I decide